This is a world where elements of virtual gaming have merged with reality. Various new professions have evolved, and people can change their professions to gain more powerful abilities. There are also countless ruins and dungeons, numerous mysterious realms, and there are also monsters. In turn, individuals can also obtain experience points, materials, and even equipment to strengthen themselves by hunting monsters. However, no matter how fierce the monsters are, they pale compared to that awe-inspiring existence of the mysterious yet rare, powerful like deity, the dragons. These creatures are so revered that an entire kingdom is named after them. Within this dragon kingdom, a prestigious school stands, constructed with a generous budget, its exterior radiating splendor and glory, reflecting the revered status of dragons. And within the school alone, a class teacher in his 30s was gushing about the mobilization meeting before the last awakening. Although what he said was something that all the classmates knew, everyone still listened carefully and refused to leave a word. Lun reassured them not to fret over the random nature of profession awakening. He instilled confidence in them, asserting that with strong determination each student could awaken a combat-oriented profession. This pep talk was crucial, as it was the day when all third-year high school students would undergo a unified transition to their new professions. Meanwhile, Lon, who was sitting in the corner of the class, was equally excited, looking forward to the awakening ceremony for a while, and he has a secret that no one should ever know. He is a transmigrator, and 3 years had passed since he had crossed from Blue Planet to this place. In the past 3 years, he has gained a clear understanding of the world. It's a world where the game blends with reality and thousands of times the size of Earth. In this world, there are countless secrets, and everyone can also hunt monsters to gain experience points, materials, and even equipment to strengthen themselves. At the same time, the world has evolved a variety of classes, each of which can be awakened at level 10 to gain more powerful abilities. Each country sets up schools in various places in order to train every young person how to live in this world. And then the teachers of the school take the students to fight in the novice secret domain and even in the wilderness in order to gain experience and strive to let everyone reach the 10th level before the 18-year-old awakening ceremony. And there are many kinds of occupations in this world, which can be roughly divided into 3 categories. The first is the combat class, comprising roles directly involved in battles such as warriors, mages, and archers. These classes are defined by their ability to engage directly with the myriad dangers and adversaries present in this world, wielding power through physical strength, magical prowess, or precision from afar. The second category consists of specialized occupations, less populated but significantly impactful. These include enchanters, magic item makers, apothecaries, and more, whose expertise lies in creating items that enhance the combat effectiveness of others. Their work amplifies the capabilities of combat classes, making them indispensable allies. However, the path of these enhanced classes is not without its challenges. The creation of their powerful artifacts demands vast resources, often necessitating the backing of influential families or organizations. Without such support, achieving recognition and success in these professions can be an uphill battle. Lastly, at the base of the occupational hierarchy are the life class occupations, the most populous yet least glamorous. This category includes jobs like cooking and mining, essential for the sustenance and progression of society, but often overlooked in terms of prestige and power. For one, the prospect of falling into this category is his greatest fear. To him, a life class occupation signifies a future confined to the margins of society, struggling for survival without the means to rise above the ordinariness of existence in a world where extraordinary feats and achievements define one's value. Settling into a life class role means accepting a life of hardship and limited prospects. For instance, who lands and in this world is a cook, and Lon was an orphan who had lived with this aunt who was just 8 years older than him since he was a child, and his life was very hard initially. Han entered the workforce with the most basic of roles, that of a cook, but through perseverance, she managed to save enough money to purchase a recipe for a special type of bun that restores a small amount of health. This bun became the cornerstone of her bakery business, providing a modest income that supported both their lives. The bakery not only sustained them financially, but also played a significant role in Lan's upbringing. Witnessing his aunt's struggles to afford his education and meet their basic needs, Lan understood the harsh realities of their world. It became clear to him that without transitioning to a combat profession, life would continue to be a relentless challenge. And over the past 3 Years, the difficulties faced by his aunt to ensure his well-being have only kept increasingly harder, and so Lon resolved to transition into a combat class no matter what, as he aims not only to secure his own survival but also to improve his aunt's living conditions, significantly repaying her for the years of sacrifice and support. Lan's deep contemplation was abruptly interrupted when his teacher received an unexpected call. Without much delay, the teacher, with visible excitement, announced to the class that the awakening platform was ready and the awakening ceremony was about to begin. This news electrified the students, propelling them from their seats in a wave of anticipation. The classroom was abuzz with emotions. This moment marked the beginning of their journey towards a new future, heavily reliant on the outcome of today's ceremony. Amidst the excitement, Lon remained unusually quiet, but as the class's top student, he naturally attracted the teacher's attention. Observing Lan's quiet demeanor, the teacher wondered if pre-ceremony jitters were to blame, so he offered words of encouragement, hoping to uplift him. But Lu Fan couldn't hear what he was saying, as he was elsewhere mentally. He was internally grappling with a sudden, unfamiliar mechanical voice and a virtual window that had materialized before him, proclaiming him as the chosen host for the Super Treasure Map system. This was the hallmark of a transmigrator, long-awaited sign that, despite its 3-year delay, had finally arrived. Realizing the significance, Lon quickly composed himself, excused his earlier distraction to his teacher, and joined his peers, heading to the awakening platform. His mind buzzed with curiosity about the system's capabilities, but he shelved these thoughts for the moment, as getting to the awakening ceremony is more important for now, and so he hastened through the corridors, while his heart thrumming with a mix of elation and anticipation for what lay ahead. Not long after, Lon quickly found himself amidst the crowd in front of the awakening platform. The field buzzed with the energy of nearly 3,000 teenagers, all students from the 3rd high school in the Dragon Kingdom, ready for their pivotal moment. Each student, having reached the crucial 10th level, fulfilled the prerequisites for their profession. Awakening, the air was thick with a mix of excitement, surpassing even Lu Fan's, with each student harboring their own set of hopes and dreams for the ceremony ahead. Some harbored grand ambitions, dreaming of awakening to a rare and hidden combat profession that could catapult them to wealth and fame overnight. Others harbored more modest hopes, desiring any combat profession, even those like knights and warriors, who are often called to the front lines. This was a significant aspiration, especially for those whose parents belonged to non-combat professions and had endured hardships to afford their children's education. The collective desire was to break free from the cycle of struggle, to transition into a combat role and secure a better future for their families. The shared sentiment resonated deeply within the crowd, but still all they could do is stand and wait. In front of them is a majestic blue-purple crystal stone suspended by a magical apparatus at the platform's heart. It was the awakening stone. Adjacent to this awe-inspiring artifact stood a middle-aged man cloaked in white and wielding a staff that radiated a soft, milky halo. This figure exuded an aura so commanding that it effortlessly captivated the students' attention. The palpable difference between his combative professional aura and theirs filled Juan with a deep yearning to possess such formidable presence. As Juan gazed admiringly at the priest, his astonishment was compounded by the sudden appearance of another system interface. This new notification informed him of an acquired skill. The eye of appraisal. With his background as a transmigrator, Juan already had an idea of the skill's utility, and so he wasted no time in deploying it. His focused gaze on the priest activated the stat window, revealing the priest to be a formidable level 29, on the verge of reaching level 30 and the threshold for a second awakening. And the priest's ACAL included a combat profession change and mastery over the transference to the spirit skill, enabling him to assist those yet to undergo their profession awakening. But what surprised Elfan even more is that this priest has a net worth of 5 million dragon coins. The enormity of such wealth was unfathomable, because his aunt can't earn back this amount of money even after selling her buns for a lifetime. This stark contrast emphasized the vast divide between combat and life class occupations, and as Lon was busy having a mental breakdown, the principal, by panned and imposing figure with gray hair but a sturdy physique, well known across all 3 middle schools, commanded silence. His reputation as a level 38 warrior, and having achieved the God of War status twice, placed him among the elite in the Dragon Kingdom, ensuring immediate compliance. Now that everyone's mouth shut, the white-haired principal lifted his gaze to the assembly of students and declared the commencement of the awakening ceremony. And following his own directive, the students from the first class began to approach the stage in an orderly sequence dictated by the school number. The air crackled with renewed excitement as Zhang Tao, a prominent figure among his peers known for his academic prowess and compelling appearance that captivated many, stepped forward as the ceremony's inaugural participant. This moment held the collective breath of all present, with anticipation swirling around whether Zhang would emerge with a combat profession or not, but they couldn't deny that the potential for Zhang to secure a combat profession was more at the possible side. It is said that although he is also level 10, his attributes are much higher than those of other students. Although there is a certain degree of randomness in the awakening, the stronger the attributes, the easier it is to awakening to a combat profession, which is quite credible by many scholars, as the middle-aged priest intoned the sacred incantation. The transposition stone illuminated, casting Zhang in a vibrant glow amidst the luminescence. An anomaly sparked, a fireball motif materialized, signaling a rare occurrence. The assembly watched in awe as Zhang Tao achieved what many had speculated. His academic excellence had indeed paved the way for him to awaken as a mage within the combat profession. This achievement marked him for a promising future. Mages renowned for their high damage output are invaluable for gathering materials in the wild or navigating dungeons without the need of a team. With the ceremony concluded and the light from the awakening stone receding, Zhang, who is now a mage, returned to his peers amidst envious glances, while his face alight with triumph. In the midst of this excitement, Principal Ban's voice once again commanded silence, reminding everyone of the solemnity and order required for the ceremony to continue smoothly. After that, the students went to the awakening stone one by one to awakening jobs. However, the outcome varied significantly from Zhang's success. The reality set in only a select few were fortunate enough to awaken as combat professions. The majority found themselves aligned with life professions, their futures seemingly consigned to the ranks of civilians. In the tally of this particular class, approximately 20 students were able to step into the roles of combatants. Over 30 were designated to life occupations, while the remaining few, less than 10, found their paths as specialized occupations. This distribution sparked mixed feelings. Some viewed their outcomes as relatively fortunate, especially in comparison to a fellow student from Section 3 who faced a particularly challenging scenario. Coming from a financially struggling background, she had awakened as a specialized professional, a path requiring substantial investment to realize its potential. This situation emphasized the harsh reality for those without the means to support such a career, making a subsistence profession with its practical skills seem a preferable alternative. Juan, observing his peers' fates unfold, harbored a deep hope to avoid a similar plight with his own financial constraints. The prospect of awakening into a profession demanding significant resources was daunting as he awaited his turn. The weight of expectation and the fear of an uncertain future hung heavily. After a long time, the moment arrived for Lon to undergo his job change, so he advanced towards the awakening stone without hesitations, fully aware of the gravity of this moment. And despite the admiring glances from students of other sections, he maintained his focus, embodying determination and commitment. Ascending the platform, Lon embraced the inevitability of the moment, letting go of any nerves, and mentally prepared himself for his awakening. As the middle-aged priest began the incantation, Lon was enveloped in the radiant light of the awakening stone. Suddenly, the air was pierced by a loud dragon's roar, startling everyone on the school grounds. The sound, powerful as thunder, caused a palpable silence, a stark contrast to the previous hustle and bustle. This unprecedented noise, unheard of during any prior job change, led to widespread astonishment. Speculation abounded. Was this the emergence of a hidden profession? Amid the hushed whispers and speculative glances, a brilliant light burst forth, piercing the clouds above and clearing the sky in a spectacular display. What followed was a thunderous boom, the roar of the wind becoming a tempest of sound. All eyes were fixed on the expanding light, which astonishingly morphed into a colossal dragon 100 m in length, soaring and circling above even the most experienced teachers. In utter amazement, dragons revered as god-level entities were rarely witnessed, with only a handful of the most formidable beings on Terran having glimpsed them in forbidden realms beyond their reach. The very notion that a student's hidden profession might bear a connection to these majestic creatures sparked a sense of wonder and pride, particularly in Lan's homeroom teacher. The possibility of Lan awakening to a prestigious hidden profession, such as the Dragon Blood Warrior or the Devon and Vac Mage capable of wielding the dragon's tongue, hinted at his potential to become a significant force within the Dragon Kingdom and carve his name in its history. And it had been a decade since the last awakening of a Dragon Blood Warrior, so the anticipation surrounding Lan's transformation was extremely heightened as the dragon circled in the sky. Its subsequent roar and dramatic descent towards the ground captured everyone's attention. The impact of its landing sent a shockwave through the air, manifesting as a powerful gust that forced the onlookers to step back involuntarily. At this point, the resplendent glow of the awakening ceremony faded. Lan's figure emerged once again into view. The spectacle that had held everyone in rapt attention, now a memory. By Hunan, the distinguished headmaster with a man of gray and a stature that commanded respect, approached Lan with a surge of anticipation. The air was thick with excitement as he inquired about Lan's newly awakened profession, his eyes gleaming with a mixture of hope and expectation. However, Lan, weighed down by the reality of his situation, could not muster the enthusiasm expected of such a monumental moment. With a heavy heart and averted gaze, he braced himself to disclose his awakening. The words barely left his lips, he revealed to everyone that he became a dragon tamer before a palpable shift in the atmosphere took hold. The initial surprise that washed over by Henan turned into disappointment, a feeling shared by both teachers and students. Everyone was shocked, not just because Lan's new job sounded simple, but because it didn't seem to match the amazing event they had just seen. In the aftermath of Lan's revelation, the crowd's reaction was a blend of sympathy and schadenfreude. Some mourned the squandered potential, while others reveled in his apparent misfortune, their comments dripping with sarcasm. The title of dragon trainer, despite its prestigious connotation and implied superiority over other dragon-related professions, was met with skepticism. The crux of the issue lay in the impracticality of taming such legendary creatures, because a human couldn't possibly tame a powerful creature such as a dragon, and most people couldn't even find one. This rendered the profession theoretically powerful, but practically ineffectual, especially when compared to summoners who could conjure elemental forces right from the start. But despite all of this, the principal by Hangan was still the principal of the school, so despite his inward disappointment, he endeavored to maintain a facade of optimism, offering Lan consolatory words. He even suggested that as a hidden profession, dragon trainer held untapped potential, and that perhaps Lan could find and tame lesser dragon species to enhance his capabilities. Yet beneath the surface of these hopeful sentiments, Lan recognized the hollow comfort they provided, as his reality remained unchanged. Without dragons to train, his unique profession might as well be a summoner without summons. But Lan wasn't the only one struggling. After the awakening ceremony ended, all the students did not share the same mood and anger and went home separately. Lan also went straight towards his home with his back hunched, but knowing he isn't the only one feeling this way didn't ease his pain. The reality he was living now couldn't really be ignored, as the notion of a dragon tamer devoid of a dragon to command starkly emphasized the profession's limitations. Without the majestic creatures to guide and bend to their will, the so-called boundless potential of a dragon tamer dwindles to nothing more than a daydreamer fantasy. And the subdragon species that the principal was talking about, while formidable in their own right, pale in comparison to the true dragon's might and majesty. These lesser beasts, ferocious though they may be, cannot hold a candle to the inspiring power of a genuine dragon. And in the 800-year history of the Dragon Kingdom, dragons have indeed made their presence known, yet a dragon tamer who has successfully tamed these legendary creatures remains conspicuously absent from the historical record. Humans, for all their achievements and strength, are but mere ants before the towering might of dragons. Only the newly hatched, the young dragons fresh from their shells, present a sliver of a possibility for capture and domestication. However, this is a fleeting chance at best. The dragon's dwelling, considered a forbidden land, is inaccessible to even the most formidable of Tyran masters. Young dragons are typically ensconced under their mother's vigilant protection, leaving no opportunity for humans to intervene. Thus, the dream of taming a dragon, of bridging the chasm between humanity's ambition and the dragon's untouchable domain, is relegated to the realm of folly, a dream tantalizingly out of reach. Not to mention, as a dragon tamer without dragons, Lan's predicament extends beyond a mere inability to advance. He finds himself utterly incapable of unlocking his potential or utilizing his skills, as four dormant skills lie within him, their purposes intertwined with the essence of dragons, and without such a creature by his side, these abilities remain locked away, unreachable and unusable. This stark realization emphasizes a grim truth. Despite the transition undergone during his awakening, Wan's combat capabilities have stagnated, leaving him no stronger than before. Confronted with this harsh reality, Lan's spirits plummet. The prospect of spending his life in the modest trade of bun selling alongside his aunt, who has tirelessly strived to support his education, weighs heavily on him. Such an outcome seems a disheartening return on her investment, a failure to transcend the humble circumstances from which he came despite his dual lifetime's worth of wisdom and resilience. The disappointment of not being able to elevate his and his aunt's lives casts a shadow over Lan's heart. This internal struggle highlights The challenges faced by those who dare to dream in a world where dreams are often dictated by fate's whims. Juan's situation is a poignant reminder of the gap between aspiration and reality, a chasm not easily bridged even with the strongest of wills, yet it's his unwavering spirit honed through experiences spanning 2 lifetimes that sustains him amid despair, pushing him to find a path forward despite seemingly insurmountable odds. Hit that like button, and thanks for watching.